and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stats, Aggie P, Rooftop, TP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it is time for At Home with the Crossover. I am your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters, my tag team partners. First of all, first up in the lineup is, he goes by the nickname Birdman, and that's because he's an Eagles fan, and you can see the Eagles flag on the wall. He's also sound technician extraordinaire, likes to do the mixing and soundboard work and all that stuff for the crossover. Birdman is also a wrestling fan. Welcome to the show, Bird. What's up?
Hey, Aggie P. That's Aggie Doubt, and Aggie Doubt is nationwide.
Oh my goodness. All right, so dropping down to my man in the bottom left here. He's not wearing his sunglasses tonight, so I guess he can, man, it's been a miracle. And I guess he can see, because we like to tease him and call him Radar Charles, because he always come on the show wearing sunglasses. But yeah, he's he's our funny man extraordinaire. If you want to laugh, Radar Charles is your man. Radar's in the house. Radar, what's going on?
Now is the way, Big T. When it's time to play, it's the first time for everything, sir.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then, hey, he's representing Aggie Nation like he always does. Aggie Pride. Got the hat on tonight. You know, he's not a hat man, but he's wearing the hat, repping the Aggies. We're talking about none other than Aggie P is in the house. AP, what's up?
Hey, baby. Aggie Pride is nationwide, Birdman.
There you go. There you go.
Wasn't last week.
Oh, he taking shots fired. All right. Hey, and then lastly, but not least, we bring on our man Stats. He got the Oakland A's hat on tonight, but he's our resident baseball guru. This guy knows more baseball. He's forgotten more baseball than I know. Probably more baseball than anybody on the Tunnel Crew knows. But he's joining us once again to give us a baseball report. Stats, what's going on, man?
How y'all doing? Live from Game 1 of the Atlantic League Championship Series in my hometown of High Point, North Kakalaki.
There you go. There you go. And we're getting ready to turn him loose in a minute. But first, I just want to let everybody know that together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Coming up on tonight's episode of At Home with the Crossover, we break down there were a couple of heavyweight battles in the state of Florida in the NFL. One in both conferences. You had the legends going head to head, maybe for the last time over there in Tampa with A-Rod and TB12. And then in South Beach, South Florida, you had Miami. The Dolphins taking on the Bills in another heavyweight battle. So we'll talk about those. We'll also look back at the college football week that was, a couple of near upsets and a couple of embarrassing upsets. And we've got all of that and much, much more coming up on this edition of At Home with the Crossover. So you don't want to miss it. Stick around for the entire show to catch it. But first, we begin with Stats. He's going to lead us off with our baseball update and let us know why Aaron Judge can't seem to get that home run number 61 record. So go ahead, Stats. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that Judge situation in a second, but I'm going to start off with the theme for this week, which is a chance at the championship. The
There you go.
have made it to their first Atlantic League championship. The team was founded in 2019. I worked for the team up until this season, and the Rockers are currently playing in the bottom of the first against the Lancaster Barnstormers. They rallied back, or stormed back, from down 2-1 the last series to win the series 3-2. And now they're taking on Barnstormers in the first game of the championship series. It's best of 7. First chance Rockers ever had to win a championship. And they're hosting too, which is even better because they're not on the road. A start. But continuing on with Aaron Judge. He's going to be in Canada tonight, taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. And I firmly believe he will hit that 61st home run. A few weird things happened over the weekend for Judge. In New York, the Yankees played really well. They swept the Red Sox, but the last game was called in the seventh inning due to rain. So Judge didn't get that at bat. He had one hit and one walk, so they really didn't want to pitch to him. And can you really blame him? But I really think that sometimes weird things happen in baseball, and when you go to the other side of the border, sometimes you get the home run. The Seattle Mariners, they feel really good about making the playoffs, and they got two massive extensions handed out this month. One to Julio Rodriguez and one to the star pitcher they acquired from the Reds. They locked him up, Luis Castillo, for 5 years for $40 million. Pretty good deal for Castillo because he's about 29, 30 years old, and it's a pretty reasonable salary. Also, one more thing. I really think the Orioles still have a chance, but we'll see. 3.5 games behind. They gotta make up some ground. They got 8 days left, and the Braves and the Mets are still jostling back and forth. So those are pretty much your storylines as we go into the playoffs here. The Phillies are 2 up on Milwaukee. We'll see if Milwaukee can pull some September magic out, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I don't think their offense is there. But that's all I've got for Isaac's baseball report on this week. And go Rockers. Let's get this win.
Hey, there you go. Go Rockers, man. Thanks a lot, Stats. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game, all right?
Thank you so much.
All right. And we appreciate Stats for giving us that baseball update, letting us know what's going on. And it's good to see that he's out there taking in some local baseball action. That guy loves baseball, like I said. I mean, he loves it. I mean, the passion that he has for it just oozes out of his fingernails.
I'm glad we have him, Big T.
I'm telling you, we might be in trouble otherwise,
We
right?
would when it comes to baseball.
There you go. Well, now we're going to move on to the hottest stories in sports. It's our hot topics, hottest stories in sports. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And for the third week in a row, believe it or not, we are going to lead off talking about a North Carolina university playing some good college football, because on Saturday, the number 18 ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons hosted the number 5 nationally ranked Clemson Tigers. And I'm going to tell you what, they gave them a battle. Despite falling behind 14-0 in the first quarter, looked like the game was going to be an absolute blowout. Despite both teams being 3-0 and Wake Forest being an underdog, hey, they came out there and Sam Hartman threw for over 300, and he had 337 yards, had 20 completions out of 29 attempts, 6 touchdown passes, 6 of them. But he could not overcome the man for Clemson, the man in orange, DJ Uiagalelei, had 371 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. Will Shipley had 104 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. And Clemson had balance. They had 371 yards passing, 188 yards rushing. That was too much for Wake Forest to overcome, as Clemson pulled out a 51-45 double overtime victory. And Clemson's moving on. They're 4-0. Wake Forest, hey, gave up a good fight. Hey, we applaud them. They're 3-1 now, and they got a tough one this week going on the road to face Florida State. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on that near upset? Because, last 2 weeks it was Appalachian State getting all the shine. And this week, Wake Forest gets a lot of love out of the state of North Carolina for how well they played. Your thoughts, Tunnel Crew, on another North Carolina team showing up and showing out?
Well, Bird, that's your team. We're waiting.
I'll let y'all say what y'all need to say first before I say what I got to say.
Okay, I'll go ahead then. I don't know how we can give a team that much love that lost.
Say they lost, and they got a lot of love. Hey.
I mean, if everything you said, which is true, they would have won the game. Much love to them.
Say much love to them.
Yeah, but they lost. Hey, take the L. Hey, you might be taking one that's coming up Saturday down in Florida. So, Bird, help me out. Help me out with that. I can't give them that much love.
The reason why we're getting so much love is because, like Big T said, we battled back. And not only did we battle back, we took a nationally ranked number 5 Clemson team Think about this for a second. At our house, to the committee, they looking at you like, wait a minute, they took you to double overtime? Oh no, we can't have that. You disappointing us. You embarrassing us. That's an embarrassment to y'all. So, I mean, like, but it was a good game all around. I think our Achilles heel, though, is that defense. Like the announcers were saying, we didn't run the ball enough in the first half. That's why we were down the first quarter about 14-0. When we started running the ball more towards the end of the first half and then towards the second half, it just became our downfall towards the second overtime period. So I think our Achilles heel is our defense.
Well, Birdman, I'm through joking with you about the Pawns Demon Deacons, man. They did fight, man. They look good. And I got to tell you, Birdman, I love the offensive line play.
Yeah.
Those guys are aggressive, and I like aggressive linemen. So
hey, and you know something?
It's a long season. Hey, Bird, don't worry. It's going to be the Wake Forest show here soon.
Hey, and you know something? Clemson is talked about as having arguably the best defensive line rotation in the country. And they really, I was shocked because I went to the game. I was shocked. They really kind of neutralized for the most part. Hey, I got to see Big Peyton Page out there, though, and getting constantly double teamed, you know. So with that happen, I was kind of surprised that, you know, some of those other guys didn't get through there and put more heat on Hartman than they did. But hey, I will say this. When they needed to, they got to him, and that's why they were able to stop him on fourth down in that second overtime and keep him from having a chance to tie that thing up and force another overtime. So, you know, they did what they had to do when they needed to.
Yes. Wake Forest has a good team.
They do.
Really do.
Radar, you got any thoughts before we move on?
You know, I'm keeping up with the online portion since TP called in tonight, just because the Aggies won, you know, Birdman. You know, some people don't know how to celebrate and work at the same time.
Let's call out,
You know, I'm not going to let them pile on you, sir. But P. Smith said those Deacons did show a lot of heart. They did play hard, and they showed out. They honored the triad by showing some real good football.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
showed some guts, you know.
It's no wonder, of course, she mentioned some team called North Carolina A&T Birdman. I don't know
who that is.
Greensboro or Jamestown.
Lord,
they got a lot of campuses over at A&T.
Hey, Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying.
All right, well, hey, let's move on. Continuing with the local flavor once again. I just want to mention this, and we're going to do it every week as long as this young man keeps showing out. Tennessee's Hendon Hooker. We talked about him last week. We talked about coming into the season, how they were saying he's a Heisman Trophy worthy candidate. Yes. And he has not disappointed once again in what was, you know, considered the game of the week, because game day was there, you know. I mean, they were there for the Florida-Tennessee game. And Tennessee won 38-33. But Hendon Hooker, once again, like I said, was the story. 22 out of 28 for 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, 111 yards rushing, and 1 touchdown on the ground. This kid is really, man, we might be able to say here, y'all, if he keeps this up, we got a Heisman Trophy winner from the Triad, y'all.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Hendon?
If he put these numbers up against Alabama, LSU,
yes,
he has to be in the Heisman, you know, category, you know, with that. And I know he told his father too. I think they have a receiver that's hurt, and he told him, he said, "Man, I got to put the team on my back and win."
Wow!
And hey,
and he
rushing
did it.
Yards, passing yards, he put the team on his back, man.
I mean, look at that. Look at those numbers now. I mean, like I said, 349 through the air, 111 on the ground. That's Lamar Jackson-like numbers, you know? Right. So, man, I know Virginia Tech is kicking themselves because they had him. But they had him for 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And if I may interject just one small side note, if they're going to give Baker to Mayfield the Heisman Trophy, they need to consider this guy for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, this guy is, 1 in 8 right now, Birdman?
Right.
Just won the game. I mean, I'm just saying, let's give the guy some consideration.
Give it consideration. Yeah. Oh man. Well, hey, wrapping up college football, I'm just gonna run through real quick. Georgia struggled against Kent State. They pulled it out 39-22. I thought they would drop in the rankings, but they didn't. The top 5 basically remained the same. Georgia number 1, Alabama number 2, Ohio State number 3, Michigan number 4, Clemson number 5. Does anybody see any crazy shakeups coming along to disrupt that top 5 that's been practically the same all year, with the exception of Alabama dropping and Georgia leapfrogging them when Alabama almost lost to Texas? You see any shakeups over the next few weeks? Or are we going to be looking at the same top 5? Because, that gets a little boring after a while.
Well, Big T, football, you have to go week to week.
Yep.
I know I'm going to jump to the NFL. When did the Jacksonville Jaguars get good?
Yeah, when did they get good?
I mean, they put it on the Chargers, and it messed up my picks. But anyhow, that's later on in the show. I was like, Jacksonville Jaguars? So,
hey. And they currently have the number 1 defense in the NFL, man.
Wow.
The number 1 ranked defense in the league.
Not after this Sunday, they won't.
Oh,
get my jump. Not after this Sunday.
Oh my good. Well, you know what, man? You better hope.
Don't know, Bird. We will see. But yeah, that's the good thing about football, Big T. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. Like I think my man Rutoff always said, when it started to get cold, you're gonna see the good teams because you got to be able to run the ball. So
that's exactly right. We will see. Hey, and one last thing on college football before we head to the break. Miami was a 25.5 point favorite over Rooftops Middle Tennessee State team. And them boys went out there 17-3 lead the first quarter, 24-3 lead, 31-10 lead, 38-17 lead, 45-24 lead. Finally, the final score was 45-3. I mean, they dominated the entire game. And it was embarrassing. That was their first time ever beating an AP top 25 team. Mario Cristobal, you might be in trouble, buddy.
Yes,
already.
Sir.
I mean, already. All right. Hey, we get ready to take our first break. But when we come back, we'll talk NFL. We'll get into the NFL and talk things like Jacksonville, like Aggie P was just saying, the Bills-Dolphins game, the Bucks-Packers game, and much, much more. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And you want to catch the Tunnel Crew Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live on YouTube, because you want to get to know if you're a new listener to the show or a longtime listener, fan, follow the show. You already know the cast of characters, you already know everybody. But for those of you who are new, you want to get to know the people like Birdman, the Eagles fan, the consummate Eagles fan, Wake Forest fan, LeBron James fan. You got the fake Eagles ring, the fake wrestling belt.
No. This is real. Okay.
All right.
Organization.
Okay, all right. It came from the organization. All right. He got the wrestling belt, the John Cena championship belt, the spinning belt, everything. Radar Charles, he's trying to pull an audible tonight. Then took his sunglasses off. He's not wearing the shades. Come on, man. That's like going against the brand. The brand is Radar Charles. Now tonight we just got to call you just plain Radar. and then we got the Aggie P, as you can see. Got the A&T hat, twisted up the bill and everything, make sure it look good. Aggies fan extraordinaire, thus the nickname Aggie P. And like you said, Aggie pride is nationwide. Myself, Big T, I'm Dolphins fan, and Miami Hurricanes, all that good stuff. Detroit Pistons, all that good stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. So anyway, catch us Tuesday nights live on YouTube. The Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place. 7:00 is the time. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, you can catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online also at WLJFradio.com. And you can download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. And that's Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on WLJF.com. All right. So, so go ahead, Radar. Oh, yeah. Hey, unmute yourself. There you go.
D. Smith said that she was taught how to punt by Herndon Hooker at A&T State University.
Okay, all right,
yes,
all right.
So
taught how to punt.
Taught how to punt. And you know what? Real quick, I put out a poll. I asked the fans who has on the tackiest hat on tonight. Aggie B or Big T?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why you didn't include Bird in that?
Because
the Eagles
are champions.
His team got to win the season. They got to win. We just talking about the tacky hats.
Okay, all right. Well,
if you would have worn a Dolphin hat, you would have been omitted from the contest.
Hey, I would have been omitted. Okay,
you would have been omitted from the contest.
All right. Well, we'll take that. We'll take it. All right, well, let's jump back into our hot topics here. And like I said, it's the hottest stories of sports. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's things we, Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And we're going to jump to the NFL because there was a couple of marquee matchups, like I mentioned in the opener. And we're going to start with the matchup of the legends, down there in Tampa, between Tom Brady, TB12, and Aaron Rodgers. And I'm gonna tell you, you got Green Bay holding Tampa Bay to 2. Now we know Tampa Bay's offense has struggled this year, but you got them holding Tampa Bay to 2 field goals until like 3 minutes left to go in that game. There was nothing that would say to you, Tom Brady will take them 89 yards in less than 3 minutes and have a chance to tie the game up. But you know what? That's what he did. And it came down to a 2-point conversion and some mismanagement on the part of the Bucks. Cost them 5 yards when they didn't snap the ball in time. So they had to move back, and that made it a little bit more challenging. And they ended up not getting that 2-point conversion and losing the game by 2 points. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this huge matchup that took place? And I got a question for everybody. Do you think this will be the last time we'll see these two guys match up? Because it's looking more and more like this might be Brady's last year.
No.
Yes.
He said, no.
He'll find a reason to come back next year, Big T.
Say a fine one.
Yeah, man, this guy. I mean, actually, Aggie P, I'm glad that they lost. I mean, because, I think we talked about it in earlier shows. I just wish he would just stay retired.
Yeah.
I mean, what else?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not table tennis or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is football. And man, God give you the opportunity to get out.
Yeah.
On top.
Yep.
and then something going on with you, say you just got to come back and do it one more time. In a sport this violent is very dangerous, man.
Yeah.
So,
well, especially when you consider he's already signed a future deal to be an analyst on Fox,
right?
For millions of dollars. So you don't need to keep playing,
Right. And plus, he done lost a lot of his starting offensive linemen. The center went down early during the season, so I don't know, man. I don't want Tom to get hurt, but I want him to lose so that'll help him make the decision. Like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
well, the offense is stinking up the joint, so that might help him. Radar, go ahead, man.
You know what? I must say this: Aaron Rodgers is always disappointing me. Even with Brady being Brady, I said, you know what? The Bucs are going to show out. They're going to win. I would have had the lone record by myself this week. Had the Bucs pulled it out.
Yeah.
Nobody else picked the Bucs. But Aaron Rodgers is going to play right for once in a lifetime when there's nothing on the line and win. And then got the nerve to talk about he's going to share some of that T-tonic with his receivers. I said, sir, don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't share that T-tonic with them. They can't even catch a ball. Now you want them to drink some of that stuff that you drunk? So I just had to get that off my chest. I apologize.
Hey, sound like you got a little beef with A-Rod, man.
I hope he retire. I want him to retire worse than XP won't
Brady
retire. I promise you.
Wow, that's pretty.
You.
That's pretty. Hey, that's well. You want him to retire bad, then?
yeah, because I definitely want Brady to walk away, man.
Yeah, Bird, your thoughts on it before we move on?
Well, I said this to you guys off the air, and I guess I'll say it on the air. Well, there's no secret that Tom Brady and his wife are having some problems, and that's showing up on the field. And personally, to Aggie P's point, God gives you an opportunity to walk away. Why not just take it? God is not going to bless you by just doing any old thing. Like, if he bless you with the opportunity to get out, then get out. But you fall right back into something he told you to get out of, he ain't gonna bless you for that. So I kind of feel like this is his last year. He's not gonna get that 8th ring that he wants, no matter how much he wants it. I'm sorry to say it, but Brady is not the Brady of old.
Yeah.
And that's just not coming from me because I don't like Brady personally. It's just that I don't see it on the field.
Hey, like I said in our text thread, he's not the Brady of old, but I tell you what he's demonstrating by doing absolutely nothing for over 3 quarters, and then when it's needed the most, driving that team 89 yards, giving them a chance. Yeah. What he's proven is if you have a great quarterback and the game is close, it don't matter how poorly they've played, you got a chance, Yeah. That's what it showed me. So
without the 2 starting receivers, and you're missing your favorite target and your tight end, and you still make a game out of it.
Yeah, you still had a chance. Now, hey, that Tampa defense though is the real story. Because I'm telling you, that defense is nasty, but unfortunately, the offense is struggling so bad, playing so poorly that we might see one of those deals where they wear down, eventually. And then, by the time you get to week 10, week 11, you're asking, man, they can't stop anybody now because they tired, because they are ferocious. And that's the only reason they had a chance to even tie that thing or giving Brady a chance to go 89 yards to tie it because of their D. All right, let's move on to the other marquee game of Sunday. Over in the AFC, it was the 2-0 Buffalo Bills and most people's big game favorite going up against my 2-0 Dolphins. And yes, I said it last week. I didn't think Miami would win. And but hey, they got it done. I mean, it was 90 degrees out there, and they said it was registering 100 on the field. And this was a heavyweight fight, y'all. I mean, you had people cramping up, going in and out of the game. I was sitting there saying both defensive line, the pressure they was putting on the court. I said, how are they keeping this up? How is their motor managing to go this strong when it's 90 degrees out here and you're cramping up and everything? But, coming into the game, the Bills had won 7 in a row against Miami by an average of over 30 points a game. And this one was different, now, hey, I'm going to say this. I'm a realist. Buffalo shot themselves in the foot. Right before the half, they got in field goal range, and Josh Allen fumbled the snap, so he had to throw a pass, and they didn't get the field goal off. And then at the end of the game, they ran out of time trying to spike it and get a field goal that would have won the game. And then on 4th and goal from I think it was the 2-yard line or whatever, he just flat out short armed the pass to a guy that was wide open in the corner, and that would have won the game. So, Buffalo definitely did enough to help Miami, but, you also got to give the Dolphins credit, because Tua hit that 3rd and 22 bomb to Jalen Waddle that set up the go-ahead touchdown. That's the first time all season Buffalo has trailed, and that was, mid-3rd quarter when that happened. A couple of other firsts that happened in this game. Buffalo hadn't been held to a 3rd and 10 or longer until late 2nd quarter of that game. That's all season, until late 2nd quarter of that game. So, it's just a great all-around heavyweight battle. Your thoughts, Tunnel Crew, on that? We're not going to spend any more time on it. You guys talk about it, and we'll move on.
Big T, Radar, please help me with this. I don't know, Big T. It seemed like that you're not happy that your team got the win. You all, your conversation is more like, you kind of like, yeah, we won, but Buffalo should have. No, Big T, no. Your team won. Stand behind your team. This could be the year. I know what you're feeling. You haven't won it so long that it just doesn't seem real. But Big T, live in the moment. Embrace it, man.
Hey,
it was meant for them to win that game, and they're going to go on to win some more. Hey, hats off to Miami.
Thank you.
Well said, Aggie. If I may add, remind everybody, you remember how he gave me the once over like he was Danny Green? we throwing back and forth, we hitting spots, we going on, and then they win a tough ball game in the closer. Your man goes down and hits his head, stumbling, Aggie P. Like,
hey, no, that was a back injury, man. That was a back injury.
Now he want to talk, AB. Now he want to come up.
That was a back injury, man. Hey, we want to stay away from the head talk. That was a back injury.
Hey, he played tough though. You see how he stood up, came back in the game. Threaded the needle. Made the big play when it counted. And in my opinion, Mr. Allen choked again, because he choked last year. When he could have put his neck on the Chiefs' neck, but he didn't do that. So I think this is, again, we say it all too often on the show, changing of the guard, sir. And just so you know, Aggie P, Big T trying to downplay what they're doing right now. He trying to get them to the. Remember, again, he likes to pick against his team so his team will win.
That's the strategy.
That's his strategy. I like to call him the Professor Moriarty.
Birdman, your thoughts on the Dolphins-Bills game before we move on?
It was a shocker. I mean, it's not to say that the Dolphins are a bad team, because obviously this year they are a pretty good squad. But it was a shocker because nobody expected the Dolphins to pull it out. But Tua surprised people. Just it kind of reminds me of my quarterback. He surprised people this year.
We're going to talk about him a little bit. Before we move on, every team has a weakness. And I didn't see any weaknesses with the Bills coming into this game. But after the game was over, I was watching something and they said, Buffalo is 0-7 since the start of last season, since the start of 2021. They're 0-7 in one-score games. 0-7. And Radar just mentioned that Kansas City game in the playoffs. They had the Tennessee Titans game on Monday Night Football last year where they went for it on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line when they could have kicked a field goal and won it. They had the 9-6 loss to Jacksonville early in the season. So maybe there is, and that's coaching right there. Coaches are the ones who affect these one-score games with their play calls, their management of the game. So maybe this is a big situation that Buffalo needs to be a little concerned about, a little worried about. All right. Hey, so we're up against the break, Radar. All right. Well, hey, we're up against the break. Listen up, y'all. You can catch this at-home edition of the crossover on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place. 7 o'clock is the time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original crossover sports show, and you can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our hot topics, and we're going to get into our question of the day. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. You can catch this at-home edition of the show on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends and family and everybody you know about it. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original crossover sports show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available on Google Play and in the iTunes store. Hey, a real quick, a couple of quick mentions here. It was announced this week, Pro Bowl is being dropped. So no more Pro Bowl, no more Pro Bowl. And it's going to be replaced. But Dave, hold on before you start cheering. It's going to be replaced with a flag football game and skills competition. So that's the replacement for the Pro Bowl starting this offseason in January 2023. And Georgia Tech announced this week they fired their head coach, Jeff Collins, football coach, and their athletic director. This was yesterday. And one of the leading candidates for the job, Deion Sanders. Tunnel Crew, just real quick. Anybody think Deion should leave where he is, Jackson State, and take this take this Georgia Tech job?
No, he's not going anywhere to his kids is out of there.
There you go. All right. Well, let's get back into our hot topics because it's going to lead into our question of the day. Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our Panthers got their first win, got got Coach Rule off the hot seat for at least 1 week, you know.
If you say so.
Yeah. Hey, they're 1-2 now. The shocker of shockers, the Jags went on the road and absolutely dismantled the LA Chargers 38-10. And they're 2-1 now. That was pretty shocking. And then you had Birds Eagles, man, with convincing, they're 3-0, and they had a convincing 24-8 win over Washington. Do y'all know that they're the only team in the league to put up 24 points in the first half of all three of their games? 20 now when you look at that score 24-8, you say, well, what'd they do the second half? If they put 24 up in the first half and they only scored 24, I guess they just shut it down the second half. But yeah, they're the only team to score 24 points in the first half of all three games. Jalen Hurts, once again, 340 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's had over 330 yards passing in the last 2 games. So Birds, Eagles looking good. Them and the Dolphins, the only undefeated teams left after Aggie P's Giants went down last night to the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Tough loss, man. Hey, they, had injuries to Shepard and, just couldn't protect. I mean, that offensive line just got obliterated by the
Michael
Cowboys.
Parsons.
Yeah,
don't sugarcoat
man.
it.
I told
Don't
you,
sugarcoat it, Big T. Don't sugarcoat
Wow.
it.
Don't forget that name.
Yeah, man. What they have 7 sacks, I think.
Yeah, he probably had 7 himself.
Yeah, and then 24 pressures. I think 24, 25 pressures, which they said is like the most since 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Big T, do you by any chance see how many rushing yards Daniel Jones had? Because he was getting up out of that pocket and
running for his life.
And running for his life.
He was running for it, but he knew how to get down, sir.
Yeah,
he wasn't taking unnecessary hits like someone we know, right, Birdman?
Yeah,
I know
right.
Baker Mayfield.
Right. Same Baker Mayfield.
Looked like it was his first time playing football. I said,
Right.
who's this guy? Where he come from?
Hey, and then you had Kansas City, who got upset on the road in Indianapolis after controlling that game the whole time. And the side story, Patrick Mahomes getting into it with offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy on the sideline. That's not a good look for Bieniemy because, he's still trying to land a head coaching job. And people are going to probably be looking at, man, you got Patrick Mahomes, who is low-key, level-headed. You got him fussing at you. So that might hurt his chance of getting a head coaching job. And then you got the Raiders, who are 0-3. And we always talk about Black coaches getting another chance. Josh McDaniels, this is his second time as a head coach now. He was with Denver, and now he's with the Raiders. His record is 5-20. How is this guy getting another? I hope he doesn't get another job after this. If he gets fired, if you got Black coaches who are getting fired with winning records and never getting another job, I mean, come on. So basically, with all that being said, everybody, the question of the day is this. Who's a fraud in the NFL? At all those teams like Jacksonville, who are 2-1, got the number 1 ranked defense in the league, Dolphins 3-0, Eagles 3-0, Kansas City dropping one like that to the Colts, but they're 2-1, who's a fraud? It can be a team or a player, or you're way too early MVP, league MVP, because you got guys like Lamar Jackson putting up better numbers this year to start the season than he did in his MVP year. You got Josh Allen throwing for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in a loss. Dude was 25 out of 32 for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. So he's definitely an MVP candidate. So Jalen Hurts, like we said, over 330 yards last 2 weeks, nearly 350 last weekend. So you're way too early MVP, or what team or player? Well, we're going to mainly stick with teams on the fraud. Who's a fraud in your opinion? That's the question of the day. Have at it, Tunnel Crew.
Well, Big T, I think it's too early for me to say, who I think the MVP would be. But I'm gonna say that the fraud in all of this is the Las Vegas Raiders for me. And this early, I mean, coming into the season, everybody was, with the trade of Devontae Adams, and Green Bay might not be any good anymore, and
yeah,
this and that, where this is Carr time. He got the tools around him to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype with the Raiders, but they 0-3.
0-3, man. Yeah. Hey, look who the coach is, like we just said, Josh.
Right,
McDaniels.
I know. So right now, if we had to say this today, and I hope they prove me wrong as the season go on, my vote is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Biggest fraud right now.
Well, and back to the Raiders and Josh McDaniels. Hey, think about this, y'all. Brady, you notice who was his offensive coordinator all those years and everything? It was Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. When you take him away from Brady, he don't look so good. Also, look over there in Foxborough, who is a legendary coach. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he ain't looking too good either without Brady, Ain't it funny how Brady goes somewhere and everybody looks great when he gets there, but then when he leaves, everybody don't look so good,
Right. Common denominator there.
Yeah, you can hate him as much as you want to, but there's some facts going on there,
Yeah.
Radar.
You know what? I'm gonna sound like a homer, but a bad homer. The Packers are a fraud.
The Packers are fraud.
They're fraud. Just give Aaron some time. He's gonna let you down. Like I said earlier, he's already being a bad influence on the young receivers.
Yeah.
Trying to get them to drink some of his tea that helped him develop his new hairstyle, but not a winning game. So the Packers are the biggest fraud to me right now.
Well, it's funny you talk about the hairstyle. I don't know if y'all noticed. Don't it look like his hair is thinning? He pulled back in that. I looked. I said, "Man, hey, it look like his hair might be falling out." All right, Bird, your biggest fraud or way too early MVP?
I think they proved it last night after their loss. What the biggest fraud to me is this.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm not saying that to joke with Aggie P. I felt in my spirit like every time they get together with the Cowboys, they always let me down. I tried to go for the Giants in that game, but they always let me down. And there's one common denominator. Why? And I told him this, but I'm not joking. I'm really serious. What is it with Daniel Jones? Can he not read the field? Is it his line? Is it because the plays are fat? Because you put Tyrod Taylor out there, that outcome probably would have been a lot different. I think they are fraud, and I knew that wasn't going to last, and they proved me right last night.
Wow.
Boy, when the Giants upset those Eagles, don't you come on there that Tuesday. I'm telling you now. I'm going to be in your bedroom that Tuesday.
You won't see us till the holidays, sir.
So you're going to do the show from his bedroom?
Me and him going to do the show together.
And we're going to have to make a house call that night.
Right.
We're live from Birdman's house.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? I'm gonna shift gears and go with the way too early MVP. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's Lamar. I mean, even so if you look back to the week before in that game against Miami, the Ravens didn't lose that game because of him. I mean, they did not lose it because dude put up monster numbers in that game. I mean, if it wasn't for Tua having that great fourth quarter, they blow the Dolphins out. So Lamar, and then you look at what he did last week. He only put up 240 yards passing, but 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and then he rushed for 100 yards again and got another touchdown. So a total of 5 touchdowns produced. And we talked about last week against the Dolphins, he broke the record, Michael Vick's record for most 100-yard games by a quarterback. Well, he extended it this week by going over 100 again. I mean, this guy's going to put the rushing record for quarterbacks out of reach, if he keeps this up. So, yeah, my way too early MVP is Lamar Jackson. And just think about this. How awesome would it be for a league that the history of the league is blacks can't play the quarterback position? How awesome would it be to have a black quarterback win 2 MVPs. I mean, it was amazing for him to win 1, but to win 2, to get 2 in his bag, that would be awesome. So,
or to have 2 black quarterbacks as the 2 candidates to win the champion. I mean, the MVP. That would be huge.
Yeah, that would be if it came down to like him and Jalen Hurts, whatever. That would be amazing. So so that's big time. Yeah. Hey, everybody, catch us this at-home edition of the Crossover Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version, the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app, and you can find it on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. 1 church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the Crossover Wrap-Up Report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
Hey, Radar, we got any social media shout-outs, comments, or anything like that from the listeners and fans of the show?
Yes, B. Smith and Small Wonder both said Tua is their early pick for an MVP trophy. They said they would figure they would help you out. They, keep the jinx alive.
To keep the jinx alive. All right.
Jinx alive.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you for that, Small Wonder and B. Smith. Okay. So real quick, that 11-10 Sunday night football game, y'all, ridiculous. I mean, 11-10. I mean, they did tie history, though. There's only been one 11-10 game in the history of the league, so now there's 2 after that Sunday night game. But, man, that was hard to watch. You had Jimmy G dancing out of bounds, thinking he could still throw the ball. Come on, Jimmy.
Good Lord.
It's Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, yeah. All right, let's jump on into our picks here, and we'll take a look at last week's results. And you had a log jam at the top. Me, Aggie P, and Radar all went 4-1 last week, and we went 2-1 on the NFL Pick 3. So we're in first place for last week, tied for first place, and then Bromel and Stats tied for second place. They went 3-2, and then you had and they went 2-1 also in the NFL Pick 3. Then you had Birdman at 2-3, and the difference there was he went with his heart and went with them Wake Forest Demon Deacons. They almost got it done, though. He was almost the one that won. But he also went 2-1 in the NFL Pick 3. And then you had our producer, Brother Percy. He went 1-2 in the NFL Pick 3, and his overall NFL Pick 3 record is 2-4, because he's been doing it, even though we haven't been putting his on the screen. He's been following along and picking 3 teams every week too. And so far he's 2-4 in the NFL Pick 3, but he went 1-2 last week. And then TP, she went 1-4 in the picks, and she went 0-3 in the NFL Pick 3. TP's got a lot on her mind. She's got a lot of teaching and classes and students and teaching her son homework and everything. She got a lot going on. All right, so the overall standings look like this. Bromell is still leading the way at 125 wins, but Aggie P's only 6 games behind him. You're chipping away at that lead, Aggie P. Aggie P is 119 wins. Then you got a tie for third place with me and Radar. We both have 111, but I am in first by virtue of more weekly wins. That's the tiebreaker. Then TP has 106 wins. She dropped back a little bit, and so she's 5 games out of the last playoff spot. Birdman has 99 wins. He's 12 games out of the last playoff spot. And Stats has 94 wins. He's 17 games out of the last playoff spot. We're getting close to, with Stats being able to say he's mathematically eliminated, but, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. All right, so the games for this week were you had to pick your NFL Pick 3, which is the 3 teams that you think will win, but you can't use any teams you've already used. So you had to go with 3 teams that you hadn't used. And then we had some college football games. We had choices. We had Alabama on the road at Arkansas, number 2 Alabama on the road at number 20 Arkansas. And you got number 10 NC State on the road facing off against number 5 Clemson. And then we also have number 7 Kentucky at number 14 Ole Miss, number 9 Oklahoma State at number 16 Baylor, number 22 Wake Forest at number 23 Florida State. And then, like we said, your NFL Pick 3. So I'm going to go ahead and read Bromel's off. He took the Lions, Bengals, and Raiders. For his NFL Pick 3, he took Alabama and NC State in college football. He has 13 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Aggie P, you're up next.
Yes, sir. I got the Dolphins, the Browns, and the Lions. Alabama and Florida State.
There you go. Like it. Love it. He's got 11 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Next, we've got myself. I got Falcons, Steelers, and Eagles. In the NFL, I got Alabama and Clemson in college football. I have 11 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Radar.
Well, all right. I got the Bills, the Cardinals, Chiefs, Alabama, and Clemson.
All right. And he has 6 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Next, we got the Queen, TP, and she took the Dolphins, the Browns, and the Cowboys. She took Alabama and Clemson, and she's got 7 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Birdman.
I got the Packers, the Rams, the Raiders, and I'm taking Alabama and Wake Forest.
All right. He's got 7 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. That leaves Stats. Stats took the Bengals, Vikings, and Cowboys in the NFL, and he took NC State and Oklahoma State in college football. He has 3 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. All right, let's go with our shout-outs or shut up and play candidates, and we'll start with you, Birdman.
Shut up and play, North Carolina, A&T.
Oh, my.
I don't want to hear no more whining about coaches, how we ain't played the conference yet. Y'all told me to ride the ship with my Eagles last year, so y'all ride the ship.
Hey. Don't it look like I'm riding the ship here? I mean, we got to win, and I am so happy.
You all in, baby. There you go. Hey, Radar.
You know what? I want Aaron Rodgers to shut up and play ball. Put down the tee, quit giving it to your receivers, and play ball, man. Just play ball.
Boy, he is
giving it. Get me at least 2 more weekly wins, man. You just messed me up.
He is giving it to A-Rod. Aggie P.
My shout out goes to my Aggie sister TP, of course.
And
go. Also to Brother Mel. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bro Mel with the birthday. Hey, my shout out goes to Rooftops, Middle Tennessee State team.
Yeah.
Getting a 25 as a 25.5 point underdog. Hey, that quarterback Cunningham, I can't even remember his first name, but last name Cunningham, he looked like Randall Cunningham. Check this out, y'all. Dude threw an 89-yard touchdown pass, a 69-yard touchdown pass, and a 98-yard touchdown pass against that Miami secondary. He finished 16 out of 25 for 408 yards and 3 touchdowns. So my shout out, even though it was against my boys, my shout out goes to Rooftop Middle Tennessee team for getting it done as a 25.5-point underdog. For Birdman.
Whosoever believe in him.
For Radar.
Now where's the way?
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator is there. Until next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.
All right, y'all.
All right, good show, guys.
Good show, fast paced, and hey, covered a lot of ground.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's football. See, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if y'all have noticed it, man. The defense is back in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you go through the, and I was noticing this in preseason, I kept saying, man, these scores are pretty low in the preseason. And if you go through and look at these games, man, you had a 23-16 game last night, 29-17 game last Thursday night, 21-19 game Dolphins Bills, 22-14 game Panthers, 23-20 game Texans Bears, 20-17 game Colts Chiefs, 28-24 game Lions Vikings, 27-12 game Bengals Jets, 22-24 game Titans and Raiders. Even the Eagles blowing out the Commanders was only 24-8. 20-12 game Rams and Cardinals, 14-12 Bucks and Packers, 10-11 Broncos and 49ers. I mean, and I can go through week 2 and week 3, and you'll see a similar pattern. Defense, man. It's like, because this league has been designed to favor the offense. And even in spite of that, the defenses are balling.
And special teams.
Your special teams too. Yeah.
And real quick sidebar, I meant to say this on the show, but I lost a bet with some ladies over here at work because they were Dolphin fans. So I said, if y'all win,
are you serious?
I'm so serious.
That's why you couldn't wear the shades.
I couldn't wear the shades tonight. They told me.
Wow.
Radar, you can't wear the shades, Radar Charles.
You got some
those big brown eyes. I said,
yeah, you got some Dolphin fans in the house, man.
Too many to count, sir.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
Hey, but well, you know what? We coming out. We still on, Radar. We still streaming.
Are we?
That's a little behind the scenes for the fans.
Right, just a little bit, a little extra. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, so I hit stop video. Oh no, not that.
Technical difficulties, everyone. Technical difficulties.